Thanks for joining us, everyone. You are watching CNN Newsroom, and I'm Rosemary Church.
Good to be with you, Rosemary. I'm Errol Barnett. A warm welcome to our viewers in the US and around the world as we kick things off this Monday.
All right, well, the torrential rainfall has tapered off in Europe's Balkans region.
And you'd think that would bring some good news, but no, the runoff is continuing to pour into rivers and streams. Take a look at this. Crews hoping these sandbags will keep the Sava River at bay in Serbia. By Thursday, it's expected to crest some 3 meters above normal levels. Meantime, at least 25 people are confirmed dead across Serbia and in Bosnia and Herzegovina. That number also expected to increase.
But international aid is on its way from as close as the European Union and as far away as Israel.
And this plane is unloading supplies from Russia. More than 24,000 people have been displaced by all these rising waters. CNN's Relita Vasilova has more on their plight.
It is the worst flooding many in the Balkans have ever seen. 3 months' worth of rain fell in just 3 days, stranding people in their homes. Among the worst-hit areas, Serbia and Bosnia-Herzegovina.
This is terrible. Never happened before. It happens once in 100 years.
Thousands of people have been evacuated.
So far, we've evacuated many people. Now more and more people are asking to be evacuated because we cannot distribute food to all of them, and we don't know where to find some of the people who are trapped in order to bring food to them.
And they will join thousands of others already holed up in shelters.
People were in a panic, running. I left with a kid. I was really happy that we didn't drown. Houses all flooded. I don't know where we will live.
It was so sad to look at those children. There was so much water.
Serbia's prime minister expressed his gratitude for the outpouring of support from Russia and several European Union member states who have sent rescue and aid teams into the flooded areas.
It is my duty in the name of the Serbian government to thank people from around the world. I think all the professionals, all the policemen and soldiers are aware how much they helped and how good they were.
But warns of more to come. Another round of floods is expected, especially in areas near the Sava River in western Serbia. Rescuers in the hard-hit Serbian town of Obrenovca have begun to recover the first bodies associated with the disaster, and authorities fear what they will find when the floodwaters recede. Relita Vasilova, CNN.
It's a very serious situation. We want to speak now to correspondent Branislava Šovljanskog. He's on the line. Right now, he's on the bank of the Sava River, just outside Belgrade there in Serbia. He works for our affiliate N1. Branislav, thanks very much for your time. Just set the scene for us. How bad are things where you are now?
Errol, right now I'm standing on the Sava River bank at the western entrance to the city of Belgrade, where volunteers have made a bank out of the sandbags in 5 kilometers length to protect the buildings that are only a few hundreds of meters away. The water is literally almost in line with the pedestrian walk side, but it is safe, and according to officials, Belgrade is safe from flooding. People that I've talked to say that they are not afraid but are concerned for others outside of Belgrade, especially south of Belgrade and in the western Serbia. The biggest battle with water is ongoing to save the power plant Nikola Tesla south of Belgrade, and latest info tells us that heavy machines have managed to make the power plant safe. As Minister in charge of Energy, Aleksandar Antić, said, other bigger problem is the fact that the Kolubara mine has stopped working, and the first evaluation from authorities say that the loss is approximately 100 million euros. Power supply in Serbia is not jeopardized, but Serbia is currently importing electricity from Republic of Srpska in Bosnia and Herzegovina and Montenegro. The sun is shining today and weather forecast is good. 25 degrees of Celsius is expected, but the struggle with water and evacuation of people is still ongoing. Critical spot is still in town of Obrenovca, where we are still counting human victims, and where around 6,000 people so far have been evacuated. But there are still people who need help, and soldiers, policemen, and firefighters are still trying to get to them. Latest news is that 17 people died in floods only in Obrenovca. Another critical spot is near the border between Croatia and Serbia, near the town of Sremska Mitrovica. town of Krupanj is still cut off the world without electricity, and where lots of houses crashed due to ground movement after the floods. Another challenge for the authorities is fighting potential diseases after the water withdrawals. First airplane of humanitarian help from United Nations has arrived last evening on Belgrade Airport, carrying water pumps, power generators and lifeboats. And Minister of Police Nebojša Stefanović expressed his gratitude on that help. And I will just emphasize the situation in Bosnia and Herzegovina one more time. There is still dramatic out there. 27 people died there, and Prime Minister of Republic of Srpska Milorad Dodik said that damage is more than 500 million euros. The number of people affected by floods in Bosnia has risen to 1.5 million, but around 10,000 people have been evacuated so far. In Croatia, 2,000 people evacuated, and right now I don't know if you can hear the planes and the choppers flying to the Belgrade airport, carrying people and carrying humanitarian help. I'm expecting to be in a military helicopter within the following hours, so we will have the whole picture of how big this devastation is.
All right, Branislava Šovljanskog there giving us an overview of just how massive of an issue this flooding is. He talked about concerns with power plants, people using sandbags, and he didn't mention another issue, landmines. The Red Cross, more than 100,000 of these landmines placed 20 years ago during the wars there, and now they're coming loose from all of these waters as well. Branislav, thanks very much for your very comprehensive update there on the line with us, just on the banks of the Sava River outside Belgrade. Rosemary?
Yeah, and as we've been pointing out, the flooding situation could actually worsen in the coming days, even as the weather improves. Our meteorologist Pedram Javahari joins us now from the International Weather Centre. And of course, if the rainfall, Pedram, if that had continued, matters would be worse, but there are still a lot of problems.
Yeah, the problem is going to continue for at least another week to 2 weeks, perhaps, across this region, Rosie. And what happens is, what you got to keep in mind with a river like the Sava River, stretches 600 miles, about 1,000 kilometers in length, and about 8 million people live along the river. But water comes upstream here from rainfall